Hello, everyone. So I'm here to discuss the next lesson on the developmental theories and other relevant theories. So this lesson is entitled Kohlberg's Theory of Moral Development. So last time, I already discussed the Freud's psychoanalytic theory, then followed by Piaget's cognitive development theory. And the last topic is all about the Erickson's psychosocial development theory. So, this day, I will be discussing the Kohlberg's theory of moral development. So, actually, this theory is influenced by uh, Piaget's cognitive development theory. So kung doon po sa Eric Erikson na diniscuss ko po sa inyo on the psychosocial development theory, ito po ay naimpluwensyahan ng Freud's psychosexual development. Okay, 'di ba? Ang psychosexual development ay binubuo ng 5 stages. We have in the acronym OA palagi, oral, anal, phallic, latency, and genitals. Okay? Na kung saan yun po ay nakaimpluwensya sa psychosocial development theory ni Eric Erikson. So, mayroon din pong 8 stages. At doon po sa 8 stages na yun, may mga issues, okay, na kailangan ma-resolve. Okay? Una po dyan is yung trust versus mistrust. Okay? Yun po yung nangyayari na issue sa infancy stage. Okay? At ngayon naman matutunghayan natin ang uh, stages sa theory of moral development na prinopose po ni Lawrence Kohlberg. Okay? So kung sa prinopose ni John Piaget, kasi ito po ay may influence sa pag-aaral ni John Piaget. Kung doon po sa cognitive development theory ay mayroon pong 4 na stages, okay? Gaya ng sensory motor, pre-operational, concrete operational, and formal operational. Itong kay Kohlberg naman ay binubuo ng uh, tatlong levels. At sa bawat level, binubuo po siya ng 2 antas or 2 stages. Okay? So bago natin talakayin ang 3 stages or 3 levels rather at 6 na stages of moral development, let's be familiarized first kay Lawrence Kohlberg. So si Lawrence Kohlberg po ay pinanganak noong October 15, 1927 in Brocksville, New York. So in 1948, he enters the University of Chicago and completes his bachelor's degree in psychology in 1 year. Okay? So natapos niya po yung Bachelor of Psychology, okay, sa 1 taon. And he begins his doctoral work at the University of Chicago in 1949. While in 1957 to 1958, he completes his doctoral dissertation research on the moral development of children. So natapos niya po ang kanyang doctorate degree, okay, in 1958. While in 1968, as a result of his dissertation research, Kohlberg found professional fame. So naging sikat po si Lawrence Kohlberg noong 1968. And in 1969, he influenced by the kibbutz in his travel in Israel. He returns to US and found several just communities. In 1971, while conducting cross-cultural work in Belize, Kohlberg contracts a tropical disease that plagued him physically and mentally for the next 16 years. So nagkaroon po siya ng malubhang sakit, okay, noong 1971. And on leave from a hospital in Massachusetts, where he is seeking treatment for the above illness, Colbert commits suicide, okay, by drowning himself in Boston Harbor. Okay, so nag-suicide po siya sa taong 1987 and he was 59 years old. So, ano nga ba itong theory of moral development? So actually, Colbert extended Piaget's theory, wherein he proposed that moral development is a continual process that occurs throughout the lifespan. So he used Piaget's storytelling technique to tell people stories involving moral dilemmas. So he based his theory upon research and interviews with groups of young children. A series of moral dilemmas were presented to these participants, and they were also interviewed to determine the reasoning behind their judgments of each scenario. So, pag sinabi po nating moral development theory, ito po ay isang teorya na kung saan ito ay nagpapaliwanag kung paano umuunlad ang moral na pag-iisip o kakayahan ng tao na magpasya kung ano ang tama at mali. So dito, ayon kay Colbert, ang moral na pag-unlad ay dumaraan sa tatlong antas. Okay? Or levels na may 6 na yugto. Kaya nga sinabi ko po kanina, in each level there are 2 stages. Okay? Pinapakita ng teoryang ito na habang tumatanda ang isang tao at nagiging mas mature, nagiging mas mataas at malalim din ang kanyang pag-unawa sa moralidad. So, um, one of the best-known stories of Colbert in 1958 concerns a man called Heinz, who lived somewhere in Europe. So, here is the story. A woman was near death from cancer. One drug might save her, a form of radium that is, or that a drug is in the same town, had recently discovered. The druggist was charging $2,000, 10 times what the drug cost him to make. The sick woman's husband, Heinz, went to everyone he knew to borrow the money, but he could only get together about half of what it cost. He told the druggist that his wife was dying and asked him to sell it cheaper or let him pay later. But the druggist said no. The husband got desperate and broke into the man's store to steal the drug for his wife. Should the husband have done that? Why do you think so? So, kung ikaw yung nasa sitwasyon ni Heinz, okay, may sakit ang asawa mo na cancer, at ikaw ay, tawag dito, magnanakaw ng gamot, okay, gagawin mo ba yon o hindi? So, ano po sa palagay nyo ang magiging or decision po ninyo? Are you going to do gaya ng ginawa ng husband niya, si Heinz, o hindi? Okay? Of course, lahat po tayo ay mayroon pong sarili pong opinion. Okay? So, para masagot po yan, okay, pag-aralan po natin ang moral development. So, there are 3 levels of moral reasoning. So, the first level is the pre-conventional morality, and the second level is conventional morality. Okay? For the third level, we have post-conventional morality. As what I said a while back, that there are 6 stages of moral development, and per level composed of 2 stages. So in pre-conventional, there are two stages. Stage 1, we have obedience and punishment. Stage 2, individualism and exchange. For conventional, there are two stages also. Stage 3 is the interpersonal relationships. Stage 4 is maintaining social order. For the post-conventional, there are two stages. Stage 5 is social contract and individual rights. And stage 6 is the universal principles. So let's talk about pre-conventional morality. So nangyayari itong pre-conventional morality by the age 4 to 10 years old. So a person is motivated by obedience to authority, commonly associated with young children, and it involves little thought about morality. So moral code is shaped by the standards of adults and the consequences of following or breaking their rules. So dito po sa obedience and punishment, stage 1, ang isang kilos ay tama kung ito ay nakakaiwas sa parusa. Kaya nga ang mga bata po rito sa stage po na to or dito po sa mismong level po na to, masunurin pa yung mga bata. Okay? So, the first stage is obedience and punishment. So, it is the earliest stage of moral development that is common in young children. So, children see rules as fixed and absolute. Okay? Obeying the rules is important to avoid punishment. And morality is motivated solely by punishment. So, halimbawa po dito sa stage na to, hindi ako magnanakaw dahil baka ako ay maparusahan. So, the child is obedient because ayaw niya pong magkaroon ng punishment. Okay? That is stage 1. Stage 2 naman is on the individualism and exchange. So, children account individual points of view. Judge actions based on how they serve individual needs. So the reciprocity is possible, but only if it serves one's own interest. So dito po sa stage po na ito, naiintindihan ng tao na iba't iba ang pananaw ng bawat isa at ang tama ay yaong nakikinabang siya. Kung doon po sa stage 1, it's more on obedience and punishment. Dito naman sa stage 2, kumbaga gusto na nila ng kapalit. Kumbaga halimbawa dito, tutulungan kita kung tutulungan mo rin ako. So in stage 2, children recognize that there is not just one right view and that different individuals have different viewpoints. So it focuses on individualism and different perspectives, wherein the goal is to avoid punishment. So there are some examples of stage 1 and 2. So here is the example of stage 1. I will keep quiet so that the teacher won't get mad at me. So nag-avoid ng punishment yung bata, kaya sinusunod niya yung utos ng teacher niya na tumahimik. While in stage 2, dito na dito na yung individualism and exchange. So example, I will let you copy mine if you do my homework. So tutulungan lang kita kung may itutulong ka rin sa akin. Kumbaga, dito po sa stage na to, you are doing something, in the exchange, nagagawa rin siya or natutulong din siya. Okay? So the next level is the conventional morality, wherein this level happens at the age of 10 to 13. So people focus on following social norms and customs. They begin to internalize the moral standards of valued adult role models. Okay? Reasoning is based on the norms of the group to which the person belongs. So dito po, sa stage po na to, karaniwan, ito na yung panlipunang antas ng moralidad. Okay? Karaniwan sa mga kabataan at matatanda, ang moralidad ay nakabatay sa pagsunod sa batas, tuntunin, at inaasahan ng lipunan. So, there are two stages here sa conventional morality. Sa stage 3, we have interpersonal relationships. So, in interpersonal relationships, also known as good boy, good girl orientation, or pwede namang good boy, nice girl orientation. Okay? So, focus on living up to social expectations and roles. Emphasis on conformity, being nice. Consider how choices influence relationship. So, dito po sa stage 3, ang kilos ay tama kung ito ay nagbibigay ng pag-aproba ng iba o nagpapakita ng pagiging mabuting tao. So, sa stage 3, parang ipapakita mo na mabuti ka para magustuhan ka nila. O halimbawa, tutulong ako sa iba dahil gusto kong magustuhan nila ako. Stage 3 also emphasizes the maintenance happy interpersonal relationships and pleasing others. It is a need to avoid rejection or a need to avoid rejection, dissatisfaction or disaffection rather, or disapproval from others. Kasi ayaw nilang ma-reject, okay? Sa mga kapwa nila sa mga kapwa nila mag-aaral o sa mga kaibigan nila. Kaya pinapakita nila yung kabutihan para mas magustuhan pa sila lalo. Okay? So, the next stage for conventional level is stage 4, maintaining social order. So, consider society as a whole. When making judgments, focus is on maintaining law and order by following the rules, doing one's duty, and respecting authority. So, dito po sa stage na to, nakikita na ang tama ay ang pagsunod sa batas at otoridad upang mapanatili ang kaayusan ng lipunan. So, halimbawa rito is hindi ako manloloko dahil labag ito sa batas. So, in maintaining social order, please individuals to maintaining social order by following social norms, costumes, and laws. Becomes aware of the wider rules of society to avoid guilt. A need to not be criticized by a true authority figure. So here are the examples of stage 3 and stage 4. So sa stage 3, I will buy that dress so that my friends will like me. So pinapakita mo na maganda yung outfit mo para magustuhan ka ng mga kaibigan mo. Okay? Pagdating naman sa stage 4, sumusunod ka sa rules, sa alituntunin, sa patakaran. Okay? So you should not cut the class because it's again school rules. For the last level, we have post-conventional morality. It is on the part of adolescence and adulthood na. Okay? So, nasa part nyo na po ito. Okay? Or nasa part na po na natin. The post-conventional morality. So, doon po sa example natin kanina, based doon sa na nagiging opinion ninyo doon sa kwento ni Heinz at ng kanyang asawa, dito na papasok itong post-conventional morality. So people look beyond convention to determine moral norms and appropriate social interactions. Judgment is based on self-chosen principle. Kaya nga, nakadepende po doon sa mismong pinili ninyo. Kung gagawin nyo ba yon, kung nasa sitwasyon kayo ni Heinz, o hindi, kasi nga, ah, ang tawag doon, ah, makukulong ka dahil nagnakaw ka nga ng hindi sa'yo. So moral reasoning is based on individual rights and justice. So Um, in post-conventional, mayroon dalawang stages po ulit. So the stage 5 is social contract and individual rights. So begin to account the differing values, opinions, and beliefs of other people. Laws are important, but members of the society should agree upon these standards. So, pag atin pong titingnan, ah, naiintindihan ng tao na ang batas ay maaaring baguhin kung hindi na ito makatarungan. Halimbawa na lang, kung ang batas ay hindi patas, kailangan itong baguhin para sa kabutihan ng lahat. So, in stage 5, becomes aware that there are times when they will work against rules or the interests of particular individuals. Emphasis on the social contract and the maintenance of individual rights. So the next stage is universal principle. So dito po sa stage na to, reasoning is based on universal ethical principles and abstract reasoning. Follow these internalized principles of justice even if it's against the law. Moral judgment is motivated by one's own conscience. So, dito po sa stage na to, ang moral ay ang moral na pagpapasya ay nakabatay sa mga universal na prinsipyo tulad ng katarungan, pagkakapantay-pantay, at paggalang sa dignidad ng tao. O, halimbawa po, dito sa stage na to ay gagawin ko ang tama kahit labag ito sa batas. Basta ito ay makatarungan. So people have developed their own set of moral guidelines which may or may not fit the law. Search for universal principles. So here are some examples of stage 5 and stage 6. So for stage 5, it is her own decision. We should just respect that. For stage 6, if abortion became legal in our country, I will be one of the people who will be against it because it's against God's law. Okay? So, kung mapapansin nyo po, ayon kay Colbert, ang moral na pag-unlad ay progresibo. Okay? Hindi ito agad naaabot, kundi unti-unting nabubuo sa pamamagitan ng karanasan, edukasyon, at pagninilay sa tama at mali. So, ipinapakita ng teoryang ito na habang mas nagiging mature ang isang tao, lumalalim din ang kanyang pagkaunawa sa moralidad. Okay? Mula sa pag-iwas sa parusa hanggang sa paggawa ng tama. Okay, so ayun po ang discussion po natin sa moral development theory. So, dyan na po nagtatapos ang topic natin about Kohlberg's theory of moral development.